Hello, I'm Steve Tolliday, and today I'm going to be explaining why we gain weight after a diet. Something that most of us can relate to, I guess. And the idea of this video is to explain some of the things that are going on that result in weight gain, and hopefully you can make better decisions for yourself and lose weight successfully. Right, let's start off with something called a set point, which, if you don't know what that is, it's just basically the amount of body fat that our bodies are happy with. We might not be happy with it when you look in the mirror, and it varies from person to person as well. You know, some people, you could have a body fat of 40%, some people 20%, okay, and our bodies are happy being at that weight, even though, like I say, we might not be happy with it ourselves. Now, this actually works both ways. If we actually put weight on and we go too far over our set point, our body will want to adjust that. So you'll end up potentially having a bit more energy, so you'll want to move around more. Our leptin levels will increase, which will suppress our appetites, and our leptin levels are, determined by the amount of body fat that we have. Now, the opposite is going to happen if we lose too much body fat, or at least if we lose it too quick over a short period of time. You can actually move your set point a little bit. It takes time to do it. I know this because I've done it myself. But as we go too far below our set point, okay, your body's going to, again, try and adjust it to bring it back up. Your body will release more ghrelin, and you'll be more hungry, it'll increase your appetite. On top of that, it will potentially slow you down, so you'll have less energy. You'll want to move around less, you want to exercise less if you're doing that, or just general activity. All right, so it increases your appetite, so you want to eat more, drink more, just more calories in general. So many people are like obese, morbidly obese. There's so much information out there for people to lose weight effectively, but obviously most people aren't doing it. So you've got to look at why that's happening. I don't think it's just a simple case of here's a diet, go on it, just move more and eat less. Okay, that's what you've got to do, but there's more to it, as many of you will know. And this is where I think the whole set point thing comes into it, because you're always going to be fighting against that. So if you see a lot of people around you that are morbidly obese, it doesn't mean that they're super greedy, it doesn't mean that you're greedy. Okay, it's always going to be a struggle. We generally overeat. Look at a plate of food, we put on that plate what we think is the right amount for us. The chances are you're eating obviously a little bit too much. That's one of the things really you need to change, looking at your portion sizes and just reducing it a little bit. Right, so our body's now trying to get us back up to our set point. You get back up to it and beyond, and it's almost like going back to square one or -1, because we're overcompensating for our previous lack of calories, all the things that we've deprived ourselves of. We're having them in spades. Now, on top of all this, depending on how much weight we lose and I guess how quick we lose it, we can also lose a fair bit of muscle, and this will slow down your metabolism. In fact, losing fat will slow down your metabolism as well, but not as much as muscle. Muscle burns, I think, 3 or 4 times as many calories per hour. It's like a pound of muscle will burn 3 or 4 times as many calories per hour than a pound of fat. This is why it's important to make sure you consume enough carbohydrates. It's our main source of energy, so if you deprive yourself of carbs, it then needs an alternative source of energy, so it will look for protein, and that's the only time you use protein as energy, when you don't have enough carbohydrates in your system. If you're eating plenty of protein, it's probably not a problem. You could, and I would definitely recommend this, incorporate some weightlifting, some resistance training into your routine somewhere. A lot of people don't want to do like weightlifting, and they think they're going to put on loads of muscle, but it's actually quite hard to build muscle. And I've actually got some other videos that you can watch on this sort of thing if you're interested. If your weight is going down 3 or 4 pounds a week, every week, well, most of it's going to be water for a start. The chances are you're going to be losing some muscle in there after a couple of weeks, probably. Right, so what's the secret? How do we go about losing weight effectively, without losing a crap load of weight and then putting it all back on and starting again, and just that repetitive cycle? I did it twice. I went on 2 diets, and I wouldn't say yo-yoing necessarily, but yeah, I lost weight, put it on, put more on. I eventually lost 80 pounds. I've kept that off for like 10 years or more. People don't want to hear this. It's, they don't want to hear that it takes a long time. You got to remember, your body does not care what you want. It doesn't matter if you want to lose weight, or if you want to lose weight quickly, should I say. Your body doesn't want to do it. It won't allow you to do it either. And I would say don't lose more than half a percent to 1% of your overall body weight per week. Definitely try and incorporate some weightlifting in there, or resistance training. Add some cardio in there, some walking. It doesn't matter, anything like that. And you're going to give yourself a much better chance of losing the weight and keeping it off. This is the only effective way to do it, really, for like 95% of people. If you got any questions, put them in the comments. I've got a couple of other videos here you can watch if you're interested. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.